Patrick, and today I'm going to show you how to export an Onshape file as an STL, open that up in Makerware, and then I'm also going to show you how to position because that's a problem that a lot of people struggle with. First thing we're going to do is we're going to Onshape, sign in, go to Create, Document. We can name whatever we want, we'll just name it Final, and hit Create Public Document. So the first problem that a lot of kids struggle with is that when they make their object, they picture it the wrong way. So what I mean by that is that they think of the top view, they think of their object and they say, oh, I'll make it on this side, even though it should be made on a different side. So some person might think that their item should be made on the front view instead of the top, and that makes a big difference when it comes to the Makerbot part of it. So we're just going to make a quick object really quickly just to show you what I mean. I'm going to go to the front. We're going to go to Sketch. We're going to click our plane that we're going on. We're going to click the front view. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select our tool. We're just going to hit Align tool because we're going to make a little weird object. We're just going to click and just make our lines. And what we're looking for is to make sure that our lines have those yellow dotted lines in them. That means that the object is straight there. So we'll just make our object. Yeah. And now once we have our object made, let's give it some dimensions just to make it a little different. So we hit our dimension tool, click on the line we want, and we can make it however big we want it to be or how small. So let's give some of these some dimensions just to make it look a little bit different. That's perfectly normal right there. You just hit 4 there, and then that should change it. So now we have this object that I made, which is upside down. So now that we have, we're at the check mark. Now we want to give it some depth. So we're going to hit this extrude button. We're going to click on our object that we're doing. Now we want to pick which side we want to extrude on. So we want to hit symmetrical. As you can see right now, all the extruding is to the left of it. And if we hit symmetrical, it puts the exact same amount on both sides. Next thing you want to do is you want to hit how much you want to make it, how deep you want to make it, so we can change this number. So we'll hit the check mark once we have what we want. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down here to Part Studio, and now we're going to export it so we can open up in Makerbot to 3D print. So what you're going to do is you're just going to name whatever you want. I'll name it Pat's Final. That way I can retrieve it. Format STL, hit OK. Then it's going to open up. If you have Makerbot already opened up, which I do, it should open up directly into the program, that file. So now it's going to ask you if you want to scale your object up. So as you can see, this is my object right here, and you see how small it is. So that's a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to rescale it because they're giving us the option. So we'll hit that. So now here's our object on the thing on Makerbot. But as you can see, we have some problems. First of all, what's going on right here? There's nothing supporting it. So that way when the 3D printer comes in, it's going to try to print this, but since there's no support, it's going to fall due to gravity, so we need to figure out how to fix that. Well, thankfully, there's a rotation tool right here. So we click on this, click on our object, and we're given all these options we can do. I can rotate it this way, up and down, side, back and forth. I can do that, and so now it should work. But oh no, there's a problem. It's not on the table. So how do I fix that then? Because the 3D printer is going to try to print in there, and it's just going to fall, and that's a problem. Let me go down to here where I can change the position. Here I can lower it to the floor. I can now rise it. I can make it go side, back and forth. What if I hit reset position? Well, that brings it there. Now I want to put it on platform. So that way I make sure it's not below the table. Because like I said, if it's not on the table, then it's going to, the printer is going to like have some problems where it might try to like go through the table, and that can cause break-in and like injury to you. The other tool we have here is a dimensions tool, which we can see as we do this, it makes it bigger, or we can make it smaller. And then we can reset it and go back to there. So one other thing I want to show you was what to do if your object is like this, where it's in the table. Well, that's a problem because like I said earlier, if the 3D printer reads this, it's going to try to print through the table, and it's going to go right into the table and probably break, and pieces might shatter out and like hit you, so that can be dangerous. So like I said, here's your go here. You're going to hit on platform, and as you see, it brought it up, so that's safe. But again, we have the issue where my object is not supported right there. So let's go back to rotate, and we're just going to start rotating it around, try to figure out which way would be the best way to do it. And then there we go. We're all set. And then you would be on the computer in the 3D printer room, and you would just hit print and follow along the instructions there. Hope this video helped.